I'll check it out for sure then. I mean, people have gone back and forth on it with me, but I've heard good things about it.
Nice.
Try it.
Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, my co-host, Mr. Zack Partridge, with two special guests today. We got Baby J and Aleko Poinar joining us again for the second time. What's up, Aleko?
Not much. Just hanging out after my first training session. Figured I'd talk to you guys before I head to wrestling. So glad to be on.
So we're gonna find out real quick if you're as badass picking fights as you are in the cage.
I appreciate that. We'll see.
We'll see how good you are.
I like trying to pick them, but I always tell my friends, I'm like, just be careful on betting on fights because I can go any way real quick. But it's fun to try and pick them, obviously.
All I've learned in picking fights is if somebody's like, bet the house on this, I'm like, I'm not listening to that guy ever again because anything can happen in the freaking fights.
Yeah. Don't do
it. Don't. You know how many people said bet the house? You know how many people said bet the house on Conor versus Dustin Poirier?
Oh yeah,
that's what
everybody
was saying. Same. I read somebody lost like 25 grand on betting on McGregor. I'm just like, oh man.
Yeah. No, I'll pass on that.
Some people lost more than that. I guarantee it.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and break down this UFC Vegas 23. I think it's Vegas 23 card.
Yeah.
It's actually on ABC as well.
ABC 2.
It's on ABC 2. That's big, man. That's big for the UFC.
Yeah, it's fun.
Huge for the sport.
Yeah.
Well, let's start breaking this bad boy down. I'll go ahead and I'll call off the fights like I normally do, and I'll let you guys give your breakdowns. We're going to start off on the preliminaries. We got Impa Kasanganaya. He is 8-1, 27 years old, 170 pounds, 5'11" with a 73-inch reach, and he's fighting Sasha Palatnikov. He's 6-2, 32 years old, 170 pounds, 6'1" with a 72-inch reach. Aleko, since you're the guest today, we're going to let you go ahead and take your shot at this one. Putting you on the spot.
Honestly, like I think this whole card. Yeah, hey, I'll do my best. But I think this whole card is going to be a good card. But honestly, to people that might not know, I think this is the fight of the night for sure. I think that both their styles and stuff just create a lot of action and a lot of like high amplitude type stuff. I think they're both. I don't know. I think they're both super skilled, obviously, but I'm gonna have to go with Sasha. I think that he's fought tougher schedule before the UFC, and I know Sasha, and he's pretty good. So I'm gonna have to go with Sasha. I mean, but like I said, it's gonna be a high amplitude fight, so I would definitely make sure you guys watch that, the first fight of the night.
Aleko coming out with the plus 235 underdog on the first fight. Book it.
Yeah, I'm going the other way. Impa, unfortunately, is best known for his highlight knockout from Joaquin Buckley right now, because we've all seen that spinning kick to the face. That was insane. But you gotta look at what Impa was doing in that fight and his 2 Dana White Contender Series wins, along with a LFA win. A lot of decisions. For as big and strong as he is, you'd like to see him get the finish a little bit more. And we know that Sasha can get the finish, but I'm going Impa actually, and I think he wins unanimous decision. I think it's going to be a good fight, and I don't think he finishes Sasha, but I think he kind of cruises to a win here.
All right, we got a little disagreement on the first fight. I'm actually going to go with Impa too, and I was going to take Sasha up until about 2 nights ago. I started doing a little more research, and I noticed that Impa is now training her over at Sanford MMA, and this is his second fight at welterweight now, so I think he'll be a little bit more established. But I agree, Aleko. I think this is going to be a banger of a fight, man.
Absolutely.
And as soon as we're done with that one, then we're going to jump right into Jung, who is 13-2-1, 27 years old.
For sure, I'm excited for it. Can't wait.
6'4", 78.5-inch reach. He's got a long reach, and he's fighting William Knight, 33 years old, 5'10" with a 73-inch reach. So Jung definitely is going to have the height and reach advantage of this one. Aleko, let's hear your breakdown, man. Uh-oh, is he frozen on us?
Yeah, you kind of hear this mic is skipping a little too.
Yeah, he's skipping on us. Go ahead, Zach.
I think he's just on a delay because I can see him blinking.
I've never seen Jung fight. I've seen William Knight fight. I know he's a savage.
Oh, we might have to have him. I'll message him and just let him know that the connection's bad.
Yeah, I think he's on a pretty bad delay. His service was doing so good. We're 0 for 2 now on these guests.
I know.
You hear?
There's a pretty big delay.
You're like on a 10-second delay, Aleko.
Yeah. We can. That's all right. You want to go ahead, Zach, and just go ahead and break it down?
Sure. So, Dan Jung, his last
Okay,
fight.
I can hear you guys playing his day.
Okay.
Yeah, your connection's still lagging, man.
You're pretty far behind, and it keeps freezing. Anyways,
Yeah,
we'll just there we go. And then sorry, Jordan's making noise now. He's liking the toy. Dan Jung, he got a split. There was a split decision, split draw versus Sam Alvey in his last fight. I thought Sam Alvey actually won that fight pretty. I thought Sam Alvey won that fight. He clearly won 2 rounds in that fight. So I'm not sure what the refs were talking about, but he hasn't lost in the UFC yet. And that's something that I like. Being able to hang with a guy like Sam Alvey definitely isn't a knock. I just think that William Knight carries too much punching power, and he can carry it for 3 rounds, and it's going to be a razor close fight. But I do like William Knight as the underdog on this fight.
You're going to take the underdog. Aleko, you still on a delay with us? I think he's frozen, huh? I'm just gonna remove him from the thing so he's not. Yeah, I think you're spot on, man. I think this is kind of a coin flip fight, as the odds say. Ung Jung is a -140. The comeback on William Knight is a +120. I'm actually going to go with Ung Jung, man. I don't know if and he's proven it in the past. He can handle these bigger guys, but Ung Jung, he's big, man.
Yeah.
He's big, he's strong. He's got crisp punches. I don't know how William Knight's gas tank is going to go. I'm going to go the other way on that one. And I don't think he finishes him. I think we see a decision. Is that what you said too? Decision? Yeah.
I think William Knight can carry it for 3 rounds. The thing is with William Knight, he's so big and strong and imposing that fighters really have to pick their spots with him. Because if you get a little sloppy or try and get into a firefight, like he's too big to get into it, and he hits too hard to get in a firefight with. And I think people fearing his strength, he kind of gets a little bit maybe even too much respect sometimes, and it makes people hesitant to get into that range with him. And so that's where I think he just has the advantage. Is I think he can just walk Dan Jung down and get the better of the exchanges. But I think it's going to be a really, really good fight.
His card's starting off as a banger already with 2 really good fights.
Absolutely.
In the prelims. All right, let's go to our 3rd fight on the preliminary card. And this one we have Luis Saldana is 30 years old, 5'11" with a 73-inch reach, and he is fighting Jordan Griffin, who is 31 years old, 5'10" with a 74.5-inch reach. So a little bit of a reach advantage for Griffin, but all in all, pretty even across the board with both of these guys.
Welcome to the big show, Luis. Like Jordan Griffin is a veteran, and I know he's lost 3 out of his last 4, but man, his losses aren't bad ones either. No, even if you look back, on his first show at Cage Wars, one of his first, he loses at a lot of the bigger shows, even RFA, Juan Archuleta and King of the Cage. I mean, he's a champ in Bellator right now.
Yeah.
Dan Inge, Chaz Skelly lost the decision, got a nice win against TJ Brown. And then Yusuf Zalal is kind of a up and coming prospect that he lost by decision. And it was a pretty close fight. If I remember, Luis though, I know he's newer to the UFC and he just won on the Dana White Contender Series. And I like those guys. LFA guy had a big win in LFA. He has the experience. Like, I kind of feel like it's a pretty much a coin flip. I'm just going to go with Jordan Griffin as the slight underdog, just out of, he's been in the UFC longer and he's been fighting at this level longer.
I like it, but I'm going to go the other way.
Yeah.
And I don't think either one of us are going to be wrong because I think
This one's almost too close to call.
I didn't know enough about Sedana. I rewatched his last Contender Series fight. I loved his striking. Like he looked phenomenal in that fight. And I know he hadn't fought before that 2 years up to that point. He hadn't fought for 2 years. So I don't really, if it's been that long since they fought, I don't want to dig that far back because I know he's clearly changed. But Jordan Griffin, man, he pushes a pace. He's got solid wrestling.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Solid wrestling pushes the pace is I think he'll be able to like execute takedowns and just that experience to win rounds. I think it goes to decision. Like I'd almost say for sure.
I do too. I'm going to go the other way.
Just been knocked out in the first 30 seconds. Watch.
Just to cause a little drama, I'll go the other way.
That's cool. Like I said, dude, I love both these guys.
But we both like decision.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, so we've got 1, 2, 3. We're on the fourth fight, and we got another banger of a fight.
Banger. Like this. So this is my could be fight of the night.
We got Jack Shore, who's 26 years old, 5'8" with a 71-inch reach, and he's fighting Hunter Azure, 29 years old, 5'8", 70.5-inch reach. So these guys are dead on. Like this is about as even as you're going to get. And if I'm not mistaken, the odds are pretty even on this one too.
Yeah, Jack Shore's he's a -175 favorite, almost 2-1 favorite.
That's surprising. I mean, I know he's looked good,
but look at his pedigree: undefeated, Cage Warriors champion, and then has come into the UFC and's gotten 2
and looked
rear naked choke finishes
phenomenal.
And looked in control the whole time. Here's the thing with Hunter Azure though: he lost his first fight against Brian Kelleher, a guy that had more than 3 times the amount of fights that he was in, and Hunter's tough. I mean, beat one of my coaches and teammates, LJ Schultz at LFA, in a freaking dogfight of a fight. Gave Brad Katona his first loss in the UFC. So he fights tough guys, and he's shown that he can beat tough guys. I almost want to take Hunter's just on the pure value if he's the underdog, but I don't know if Hunter Azure is future UFC contender material. I think Jack Shore is, and that is what's making me go Jack Shore on this fight.
If Jack Shore didn't have the wrestling and submissions that he does, I would have probably went with Hunter Azure because of his wrestling pedigree, but I think Jack Shore will be able to negate a lot of that.
I agree.
Because he's solid, man. Solid jiu-jitsu. He's got solid striking too. He's good everywhere. Complete fighter. Those Cage Warrior guys that we're starting to see coming over here,
they're legit.
Yeah. And you're not a fan of Patty the Batty, are you?
As a fighter, very, very good, very exciting. Kind of some of his antics after I thought were kind of annoying.
It's kind of like Conor McGregor, man.
Not even close. Not even. No,
he's fun, man. He's fun.
You know what though, dude? You know what MMA needs though?
Yeah,
is real characters.
He's a character.
Conor was a character, and he's a real character, and he's entertaining. And Jordan just bounced.
Jordan's like,
like Colby's he's playing a character, and it's drawing eyeballs to the sport. But it's a little more fake. I love the martial artists, like the standard martial artists. And I'm listening to George St. Pierre right now on
Joe Rogan podcast. So good.
And he's like just such a true, pure martial artist that it's just, like he's still training every day.
I love it, man.
It's awesome. And he's done and he's retired, but it's because he's a martial artist. And there's something for that. But for the show of MMA and for it to elevate to the next level, like you need personalities, you need characters in it. And Patty the Batty is that. So, I mean, all in all, I think it's good for Sean O'Malley, character.
Yeah, another character.
Love him or hate him. I'm not saying we need likable guys or hater guys.
Jordan doesn't like him.
Jordan's out on Sean O'Malley. But, you need characters. So it'll be good.
Yeah. Anyways, we got a little sidetracked. Well, it's not going to take long on this next fight because I could really care less about this fight. You got Yorgan De Castro, 33 years old, 261 pounds, 6 foot tall with a 74-inch reach, and he's fighting Jargis Donho Man Mountain, 37 years old, 255, 6'3" with a 75.5-inch reach. We can just make this one quick. What do you think on this one?
I'll take Yorgan De Castro, and I have a hard time with Jorgen. I actually could see an upset in this fight, but Jorgen has his experience, I think, in the UFC is super helpful. He's not afraid of these big guys. You know, he fought Greg Hardy, and Greg Hardy didn't put him away, and he kind of puts all those guys that are on that level, kind of puts all of them away. But on the other side, Jorgen used to fight at 205. Now he tips the scale closer to 265.
Yeah,
like you got to question somebody's discipline and their commitment to the sport. If you could make 205 and you're like, F it, and go all the way the other way, and now you're tipping the scales at almost 265. Like, that's so weird to me. That's so weird to me.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm going Jorgen too, just because of the experience, and Dano hasn't fought in 4 years, 4.5 years. He hasn't fought in 4.5 years, and when he did fight, it didn't go very well for him. So I mean, could he catch him? Yeah. I mean, it's heavyweights, but Jorgen has showed in the past that he can strike. He does have some hands. So yeah, I'm going Jorgen on this one as well.
Me too, but I don't love it. Like, I don't love it.
I'm not betting it. I'll just put it that way. There's not going to be any money on that one.
No,
because you're getting Jorgen at like 3-1.
I bet the over.
He's 3-1.
What's the round?
What's the round we're looking at? So if you go over 1.5 plus 100, I don't mind that.
I like that.
I don't mind that at all.
Jorgen fights at a pace that, like, he's kind of a counter striker too. Yeah. So the only way I feel like this fight ends early is if your boy Jargis Dano, if he kind of like is like charging in a lot, he could get caught with a counter, a lot like Justin Taffa did when Jorgen put him down with that.
Yep.
But man, I kind of feel like they're both kind of going to feel each other out a lot and move and stick and move, and that's kind of Jorgen's game. That's where I think he wins by points.
All right, so we like the over on that one. We both we both like the over.
We do agree on that.
Okay. All right, let's get to the next fight on the preliminary cards. Man, this whole card is stacked. We got John Makdessi. He is 35 years old, 5'8" with a 68-inch reach, and he's fighting Ignacio Bahamadas, who is 23 years old, 6'3" and a 75.5-inch reach. Wow, he is huge for that weight class. 155, he is huge.
6'3", 155. Yeah, I'll take that guy.
And he's making this is his UFC debut too. He had a contender series victory, knockout front kick.
Yep.
LFA vet.
I just think, dude, when you have a 7-inch height advantage, that's tough. Now, I will say this, John Makdessi, he's been in the UFC for a while and he's fought some guys.
Yeah. He has.
I mean, he's been in there with Donald Cerrone. He's been in there with Megdi Baghdad, Lando Veneta, Francisco Trinaldo.
Yep.
The experience, I mean, he's been in the UFC since 2010. And I don't mind the value on the underdog, but sometimes, like, there's just attributes that are just so glaring that it's like you almost feel like if I'm 7 inches taller than somebody, I feel like I can just use my jab and my front kicks and just make it so they can never even get close to me.
I mean, how tall are you? 6 foot?
Yeah.
And fight at 185, and this guy's 6'3", and he's fighting at 155.
It's so crazy.
He's no slouch.
Hey, going down to 170, but yeah.
I'm not gonna lay any money on this one. I'm gonna go with
if I were to lay money, I would lay it on John though.
I agree. I would lay it on the underdog. Just if I was going to bet it, I would definitely play the underdog just for the fact that this guy, I mean, John's done it. He's been there and done that.
And yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. He's not, you know what? I'm taking John Makdessi. You know what? I'm taking him.
Book it.
He's been around long enough. He's not going to be worried about a guy that's 6'3".
No, he's not.
He's got the experience.
Till he eats that front kick to the mouth.
The kid's 23 years old. Like,
all right.
I think John Makdessi, you know, he could make this fight ugly and get inside and pin him up against the cage and make it ugly.
Yeah.
You know, he got Duke Rufus in his corner. He's gonna have a good game plan. I like the underdog on this one.
I don't hate it at all. I don't hate it. I'm not going to bet it, but I don't hate it.
I am.
You degenerate. All right. So next up, we got Norma Dumont, 30 years old, 5'7", with a 67-inch reach against Erin Blanchfield, 21 years old, 5'4", 68-inch reach.
Norma Dumont.
I don't have their
is out.
Oh, she missed weight. That counts prior to that. I just saw that.
They missed weight.
She missed weight. Wow. All right. Never mind then. We don't need to break that one down.
Dude, you missed weight.
You can't get to that level and be missing weight.
How do you miss weight?
Yeah, I don't.
How do you miss weight?
At that level, there's no excuses.
So here's the thing. So Bay was on that season of The Ultimate Fighter with the featherweights. The last season with the heavy hitter season with the heavyweights and featherweights is I think they were trying to get some featherweights in the to build that division.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is most of those people fight a weight class high, so they don't have to cut as much weight. Like Macy Chazone, Penny Kinizad, like those girls that went to the final, they're all fighting at bantamweight now. They competed as featherweights on The Ultimate Fighter.
Yep.
So Bay might have been a little bit closer to a real featherweight and now trying to make 135.
What? Yeah.
And the weight cut's rough. I mean, she's still only 2-0. She's still, like she said, she's only, She had no professional wins going into The Ultimate Fighter.
That's crazy.
None. If you want to know how shallow that division is.
Wow.
Too bad for Norma Dumont. I hope the UFC still pays her.
Dumont is the one that missed weight.
It says Malecki withdrew.
Really? Because I'm looking on Tapology. It says
she probably withdrew. No, Malecki probably withdrew because Norma missed weight by too much. That's my bad.
Yeah, it says reason Dumont missed weight. I didn't see any of the other details on that, but
that's gross. I'm sorry.
Right.
Freaking
right, guys.
Okay, I take that back. I hope Bay gets paid, and I hope Dumont the next time she fights, 25% of her purse should automatically go to Bay.
I agree. Do it. Remind me when we get off air. I have a story to tell you about the last Fierce card.
Okay.
All right. So next up, we got Scott Holtzman, who is 37 years old, 5'9", 69-inch reach, and fighting Matsuz Gamrot, gamer, 30 years old, 5'10", 71.5-inch reach. Who do you like on this one, Zach?
I like Gamer. They've been around. Both of them have been around for a while, but Gamrot, like his only loss is like a razor thin split decision in the UFC. He was undefeated before that.
Yeah.
I like when I look at their Tapology that they have a bunch of grappling bouts on there too. I know that Scott Holtzman's been in the UFC for a long time, and he's fought a lot of good quality opponents, but he's also, I think this is a close fight. I think Holtzman is a live dog in this fight, but I think Gamera is just, I think he gets the decision. I think he wins via decision.
I mean, what a first bout that he had in the UFC fighting Guram Kutalazad. Mm-hmm. That was a great fight.
Fight.
I'll tell you what, Gamrot's wrestling is phenomenal. Like legit. The thing that worries me though is his stand-up wasn't very good in that fight.
No, he's a grappling. He's a grappling. He's almost a grappling specialist.
Yeah. And Holtzman, he's obviously the older fighter. He's gritty, man. He's come forward. He'll eat some punches to get in there. I'm with you on that, man. I think he's a live dog in this one.
But so don't you agree though? So I think I see Gamera. I see Holtzman every time Holtzman tries to get into striking range to kind of engage in that firefight. I think Gamera can just clinch him or take him down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where I think he wins a decision. Holtzman's going to have to time something and rock him pretty bad or put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Because that's just how I see the fight go. Live dog for sure, live dog. But I do think Gamera, his wrestling gets it done.
My money's on Gamera. I have a couple bets I put in, and Gamera in the next fight, which we're going to talk about right now. Jim Miller, 37 years old, 5'8", 71-inch reach, is fighting Joe Selecki, who is 5'9" with a 70.5-inch reach. And this is one I actually parlayed Selecki and Gamrot. is my official bet. So I like Selecki. What do you like on this one? Jordan's like, no. Jordan's like, no, dude, you're crazy.
Jordan's reading my mind here.
He's like, you crazy.
No, I think you're right. I think Selecki wins, but I will say this: I think you're going to be sweating out this parlay pretty rough because I think Jim Miller has the skill set and the ability.
He does.
I don't think Selecki submits him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it'd be tough to get a submit.
You have to hurt him first on the feet to get a submission. But if you're just going to roll and like you think you're going to catch him in a decision, you're kind of crazy. You know, people kind of crap on Jim Miller, right? 32-15, not like the prettiest record in the world. His last loss, like, is probably to a guy that you'd kind of like to see him beat.
Yeah.
Did lose to Scott Holtzman. But I mean, listen to who he was losing to. Charles Oliveira. Okay. Dan Hooker. Great. Francisco Trinaldo. Been doing it further. Anthony Pettis, former champion. Dustin Poirier. Diego Sanchez. Michael Chiesa. Benel Dariush. Donald Cerrone. Like Nate Diaz. Benson Henderson. Gray Maynard. Frankie Edgar. Those are his losses. Those are his losses. He loses to legends.
Yeah.
And so it's like Joe Selecki. Now, his last loss was the first time where he didn't lose to like an absolute top tier guy, right? But when you have 15 losses and like 10 of them are to belt holders and future Hall of Famers, it's like, okay.
This is kind of the another one of those cards where you're seeing a lot of these old vets going up against these up and comers.
I kind of like Jim Miller in this fight. I kind of do.
I don't hate it.
Like I mean, I don't hate. Joe Selecki should be able to control and win this fight. Like he should be able to, but it doesn't surprise me at all if Jim Miller looks good and strong and just gives him fits.
Yeah,
we'll see though. Because I'll tell you this though. If Joe Selecki submits Jim Miller, I'm hopping all aboard that hype train.
Well, if you like him, Selecki by decision is plus 145. Selecki by submission would be. Oh, that's in round one.
You ready for this? I'm predicting it right now, and just erase this later if it doesn't happen. Joe Selecki by split decision.
Ooh. Okay. All right. I'm trying to. There's so many odds on this dang fight. I kind of like the.
You know what I mean? Because it's so dirty.
Plus 400, Selecki by submission.
Dude, he's not submitting Jim Miller. I really don't believe it.
I don't think he is either.
If he does, dude, hype trade all aboard. Let's go.
All right. Book it.
I do like Joe Selecki a lot. I think he is a future contender in that lightweight division. I think he's part of that future next wave of 155ers.
So how many times have we said this fight could be fight of the night since we started doing this
oh my gosh
30 minutes ago? Well, this next fight could be another fight that's I think going to be right up there for fight of the night. We got our boy Platinum Mike Perry, 170, 5'10" with a 71-inch reach, fighting Daniel Rodriguez, who is 6'1" with a 74-inch reach. And he's 34 years old. So man, it's crazy. You think about Mike Perry, I would have thought it'd be flipped and Mike Perry was the mid-30s. I didn't realize he was only 29 years old. The guy's not even 30 years old yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Mike Perry's
what do you see in this fight? Or do you want me to
breed? He's a different breed.
I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
I already threw down on Mike Perry as the underdog because I love the way he fights. And I'm going to tell you, I got super worried at the face-offs because Daniel Rodriguez is a huge 170er. He's big.
He's huge.
He's a big dude. But as far as like fights go and you want to see two guys stand and bang, these two guys are going to stand and bang.
Agreed.
And Mike Perry's from Flint, Michigan. I'm from Flint. I'm going to ride with my boy.
We'll ride with the Flint, Michigan guy.
Ride with the Flint guy.
I don't hate that. So this is what I think. And I told you this earlier.
Yeah.
I think it's good for the UFC if Mike Perry is winning fights. I think the UFC gave somebody that Mike Perry can have an exciting fight with. That's a very winnable fight for him.
It is. Yeah.
And I like sometimes it just feels like I'm like, this fight was kind of made for this guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This fight was made for this guy. That's what I feel with Mike Perry, is they gave him somebody that he could beat. And I am surprised that he is the underdog. I think Daniel Rodriguez's style I think Mike Perry hits harder. I think Mike Perry has a pretty good chin. Like, he really only gets knocked out against like high level guys.
Yeah.
And, like Jeff Neal. Okay. Jeff Neal hits super hard.
Yeah.
But like, that's the last time I think we've seen him like rocked, right? Vicente Luque, I think, head kicked him and kind of rocked him a little bit. But, Mike Perry's toughness it was Jeff Neal that caught him with a head kick and then punched him.
Yes.
A split decision loss to Vicente Luque, like, dude, Mike Perry's, and by the way, here's this too, and don't sneeze at this. Mike Perry's grappling is so underrated.
Oh, it is. I agree.
So underrated. No. He mopped Mickey Gall when they fought. He was supposed to be like,
and that was
the next new age grappling specialist. Yep. And he kind of mopped him. I like Mike Perry. You ready for this? I like Mike Perry by submission.
He's doing grappling. He beat Ally Quina last year in February in a grappling match. It was escape time, whatever that means. I'm not familiar. Submission underground. But they start in a bad position, like with hooks in and a seatbelt or whatever. Yeah. And then it's whoever can get out of that position faster and obviously not get submitted. Okay.
So if neither of them got submitted, it's who got out of that into a neutral position or better advanced position faster.
That's no slouch beating Ally Quina, because doesn't Al train with
Matt Serra,
Gilbert Burns too?
Matt
Am I thinking Matt Serra?
Eloquent is up there with Matt Serra.
All right. But yeah, I'm on Mike Perry. I already put in the bet. I'm going with underdog.
All over Mike Perry.
But Daniel Rodriguez can throw hands too. Mike Perry can't get caught.
No, he can't. But
you nailed it though. It's good for Mike Perry to win in the UFC. He brings a little excitement. He's a little quirky with some stuff, like his whole, you guys are eating carbs and you're eating snacks and all this stuff. And you had me cracking up at that press conference.
Mike Perry's hilarious.
All right. That was the first card on the main first fight. Yep. That was the first fight on the main card. Second fight, we got Nina Nunez against Mackenzie Dern. Nina is 35 years old, 5'5" with a 65-inch reach. She is fighting Mackenzie Dern, 28 years old, 5'4" with a 63-inch reach. This should be a fun fight.
Yeah, it's a fun fight. I think we're getting a lot of nice value on our friend Mackenzie Dern here. I don't get why she's the underdog here, to be honest. Nina, so good for her and Amanda Nunez. They just had a baby together, and Nina carried that baby and has not fought since 2019. Lost to Tatiana Suarez, who kind of controlled her on the ground. Well, Tatiana Suarez, she's like the Khabib. My kid Hunter's here.
What's up, Hunter?
We got the whole fam.
Got the fam. I like Mackenzie Dern here. I think that there's a good path to victory for her, and I've seen her striking get better and better every single fight. And I know Nina can crack, and I'm sure she has good training partners and stuff too. But Mackenzie Dern, I think Mackenzie Dern beats her via submission. It's going to be tough to have her submitting Nina, I think, because Nina's tough. Suarez was controlling her on the ground, but she couldn't really.
Yeah, but Mackenzie Dern's jiu-jitsu is way better than Tatiana.
Yeah.
Tatiana's wrestling is elite, but her jiu-jitsu isn't. If Mackenzie Dern takes your back, you better hope that the bell is coming soon, because it's just a matter of time before she sinks something in. Usually
Mackenzie Dern's a lot stronger. I don't know if she's going to be stronger than Nina in this fight, because Nina looked good in the face-offs. I'm glad we got a chance to look at those. I'm going Mackenzie Dern too. I'm sitting here talking Nina up and thinking I'm going to go that way, but I'm going Dern as well. I think it's a coin flip fight. I'm going to take the young up and coming fighter.
Do it.
All right. Yeah, you tell him. All right. Next up, probably another one of these fight of the night, but fun. Did you watch the face-offs on this one?
No, I haven't yet.
I mean, these guys are probably two of the happiest guys to be fighting each other. They're both smiling and taking selfies, and having
Sam
fun.
Alvey's TikTok is the best.
Sam Alvey is 34 years old, 6'2" with a 76-inch reach, and he's fighting Julian Marquez, 30 years old, 6'2" with a 72-inch reach. Man, how do you see this fight going? I hate betting against Sam Alvey.
I'm not. Sam Alvey, he has to win.
Okay.
And you got to remember this. So Marquez was coming off of a long layoff, right?
Yeah.
He was losing that fight. He was losing that fight.
Yes.
And then he won. Okay, we're losing my other co-host here.
Uh-oh. Is he out of here?
Yeah, mommy's here.
See you later, dude.
You want to come say hi, Hunter?
Hunter, does Hunter want to pick this next fight?
Hunter,
or the main event?
Maybe in the main event.
All right.
But Marquez was losing that fight, and he got the late stoppage in the last minute of the fight. I think Maki Pitolo, though, was winning that fight, and I think he gave Sam Alvey a very, very clear path to victory. Sam Alvey lost by punches, but then lost a decision, a split decision, and then a majority draw decision in his last couple fights. Sam Alvey has to win this fight. You have to think he's going to be a little bit more urgent, and he's going to win this fight. I actually think Sam Alvey is a pretty good pick here, and I think he gets it done via decision.
You're getting pretty good odds, plus 165.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. In fact, I'm going to ride with you on that. I'm going to go Sam Alvey on that one as well. No disagreements so far on the main events, on the main card. All right, next up is, man, how can I even pronounce this guy's name?
Who?
He's from, all I know is, it's canceled. Oh, this one's canceled.
Sodiq Yusuff?
Keys Reeve and Dawkins. It was still on Tapology, but I see it's canceled. COVID.
Oh.
Somebody got COVID. The Kyle Dawkins fight was canceled, everybody, just so if you didn't know. I didn't until now. All right, so now we got the co-main event. Man, this fight is going to be another one. We got Arnold Allen, 27 years old, 5'8" with a 70-inch reach against Sodiq Yusuff, who is 27 years old, 5'9" with a 71-inch reach. Man, this is two up-and-coming studs throwing down in the co-main event. Who do you like, Almighty or Super?
I like Arnold Allen a lot, and that's the way I was leaning. But one thing when I'm looking at kind of coin flip type fights is who has the best wins.
Yeah.
And Sodiq Yusuff, for him to cruise and kind of handle Andre Fili and beat him the way he did was shocking to me. And if he has the skill set, Andre Fili is a guy that I really feel like it's just can't break through as a contender, but he's just right there, almost gatekeeper status. But I do think he has the ability to break through and get to the contender level at that weight class. And I just, dude, if you can hang with Andre Fili and you can beat him in a decision, I just feel like Arnold Allen's had some good wins, but beating a Nick Lentz, who's older, I think retired after that fight or was retiring. Gilbert Melendez, like, he's pretty old, and then a bunch of guys that I kind of haven't heard from. I'm gonna go. I'd go Yusuff via decision.
Well, let's see what the odds are on that. It's pretty much a coin flip as far as Vegas. Yusuff is minus 145, plus 125 for Arnold Allen. So pretty much a coin flip, and fight goes to decision is minus 175.
Yeah, I don't think either of them finish each other.
Allen by submissions plus 900, Yusuff plus 1400. Let's see what Allen by decision is plus 225. Yusuff by decision is plus 180. This is about as close as fight as you're going to see. Like, really, how much closer could these odds get?
It's really close. It's really, really close, and it's a close fight.
I'm not going to bet this one because I think it could go either way. But I am going to go Yusuff on this one as well. Okay. But I wouldn't be surprised if Allen pulled it out either. When we talk on Monday, I'm not going to be surprised if it goes the other way.
Yeah, me neither at all.
Man, already at the main event.
already at the
We
man.
got Marvin Vettori, who is 27 years old, 6 foot tall with a 74-inch reach. He is fighting Kevin Holland. He is 28 years old, 6'3" with an 81-inch reach. Kevin Holland stepping in on short notice because Darrin Till was out with a broken collarbone. So this should be a pretty props to Kevin Holland for stepping up and taking this fight on short notice, because we all know Vettori is no slouch.
Yeah, I like I like that Kevin Holland's doing this. I think he's putting himself in a situation to redeem himself from his, quite frankly, piss poor performance in his last fight.
It was horrible.
And I think he knows it. And I think that this is a redemption. He doesn't have to win this fight to get back on the right track, because I don't think anybody really expects him to win.
Yeah.
But he does have to be competitive. And I will say this too. If Marvin Vettori decides to stand in front of Kevin Holland and flirt with him on the feet, Kevin Holland can absolutely clip him.
Yeah.
I don't think Marvin Vettori's dumb enough to do that either. I think his fight IQ.
If Vettori wins this, is he next in line?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Kevin Holland's a win-win situation for sure. I'm thinking the same thing you are, but I'm not betting the fight. But I think Holland's going to surprise some people and pull this off, man. I actually have contemplated. I've actually contemplated on just putting like a little bet on Kevin Holland, and I really like on the one side it's Vettori wins inside the distance is plus 113. Yeah.
But any other outcome is only minus 150. So Vettori winning by decision or Holland knocking him out or winning by decision. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I don't see Holland winning by decision, unless, like you said, Vettori tries to stand with him. It's not going to be good. And is Vettori's wrestling as good as Bronson's wrestling?
No.
I mean, could you see him? I don't see him controlling him like that.
No. But the problem with Kevin Holland is his wrestling's non-existent.
It was pretty bad.
He's got jiu-jitsu, but his wrestling's non-existent. And I do think Vettori could have some success taking him down over and over.
His demeanor's a little different this time around too. The face-offs, he seems to be a little bit more.
He's taking it a little more serious, which he should.
Yeah,
which he should. He got embarrassed. He got embarrassed his last fight, and he knows it.
I think he knows it, and I think you can see that he's evolving as a fighter. He's like, okay, I can't be playing games with these guys. Like these guys are legit guys. These guys are top contenders in the UFC.
So I'd like to point something out.
Okay.
I think Kevin Holland has the Nate and Nick Diaz mentality a little bit. And Sean, not Sean O'Malley, but he doesn't really feel like he loses his fights where he doesn't get finished. That's why anybody that doesn't understand when Nate Diaz is talking about like, I'm the real champ, like nobody ever's really beaten me and stuff like that. It's because nobody finishes him.
Nobody. That's true.
And
very true.
And in a real fight, like, I mean, I'm sorry, but like in a real fight, a lot of those guys that beat Nate Diaz by judges' decisions, if they were in a real fight for like their lives and it was like a fight to the death or whatever, I'm taking Nate Diaz all day because his cardio, he'll never get tired. He will not get tired. You will get tired before he does.
I know we'll never see this in the UFC because it's a sport. But did you like what Saint Pierre said, where there should be no time limits? Just let them fight. It's a fight. 15. No rounds. Like it should just be a 15-minute fight. Best man wins. No holds bar, basically. Like no eye gouge, no growing shots. But
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
It won't sell to the public, I don't think. But
so I have a question for you.
But as a fighter, would you like it?
Yeah.
I just think
what does the minute break between the rounds do for you?
With the way that society is right now,
gives you a break.
I mean, look at how much crap people were complaining about Mighty Mouse taking that knee when it's totally legal, and he was fine. He's like, hey.
Oh, and by the way, That's why I love Mighty Mouse. He came out and he's like, "Oh, I still stand by my statement.
Yeah.
That should be a legal strike."
Yeah.
And he called out Aljamain, and he's the one that actually had the right point.
Yeah.
Aljamain was doing that as a stalling tactic. And that needs to be addressed.
Aljamain is slowly getting on my I don't care about you as a fighter crap list with his just the way when he first initially started, I felt bad for him. I'm like, okay, he got caught with this illegal knee. Now it's getting to the point where it's
like you're getting a little annoying.
Yeah, shut up, dude. Like he was tweeting about the kid Eddie Alvarez fought, saying he was acting and all this stuff, and yeah, it just the guy went out on a stretcher. Yeah. And how classy is Eddie Alvarez, man?
I love Eddie Alvarez.
Dude.
I love Eddie Alvarez.
Passionate, like you could just see, man. Like, and then his post-fight interview when they're asking him, he's like, look, you lock us in the cage, all at the end of the day, after it's all said and done, I care about him and his family, and that's all I care about. Too. Yeah, I mean, that's admirable, man. I really like him.
Big fan of Eddie Alvarez. The Conor fight was the one where, because remember, he's the one guy that actually got the better of Conor in a back and forth in the pre-fight. Have you seen that?
I don't think I remember seeing that one.
He told Conor that he wasn't a real man because he took welfare. That's what single moms do.
Oh, I did. I remember that.
And Conor kind of shut up.
Yeah.
Like that was the first time, like when Conor was like in the middle of his prime, Conor beat the brakes off him, but like in the verbal altercation. And Eddie Alvarez, like, dude, that dude, he still is. He's like he is the underground king, and I do like him. But I like how human he is with it. And after he lost with Conor, he was like, "Yeah, it sucks." He's like, "I've never been hit like that." He's like, "That was crazy. Like I didn't even know what." And he's like, "It was Conor." Or Eddie Alvarez, he's such a classy dude. And that's why I think that's why he went to one. One is about being a martial artist. And it's a perfect fit for him. It's a perfect fit for Demetrius Johnson. Honestly, if GSP were to come back, it would be the perfect fit for him.
Yeah.
One's going to make some noise. I think they overtake Bellator as the number 2 promotion here in the United States in the next couple of years.
They very well could do that. Did you watch any of those fights? Did you watch that Rod Tang guy?
No, I didn't. It's my wife's birthday. Shout out again. So we try to keep the fights off and stuff. But no, I didn't watch it. But I know those. I think I said it last week.
Yeah,
those lower divisions are deeper than the UFC had, and there's more challenges for Demetrius in one than there were in the UFC, and we just saw that. Henry Cejudo, right? Mason's boy, the guy GOAT and Triple C and blah, 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 blah. He didn't finish Demetrius Johnson, and Demetrius Johnson had a torn ACL.
That Marias kid is – did you hear Din Thomas said when he trained with him that he wasn't even close to being one of the best guys in the gym when that Marias kid was training with him?
Yeah.
Like he's – and look, props to DJ. He steps up. He's fighting a guy that's clearly a lot bigger, at least 10 pounds bigger than him.
Oh yeah.
Huge. And, it's part of the game. Anyways, great card, fun card. I loved watching that Muay Thai fight at the end, man. Those guys are high level Muay Thai.
They crack.
That Rod Tang guy, he's only 23 years old, and I don't remember his record right off the exact record, but it was like 246 and 45 and 10 or something. You guys got like over 300 fights. It's insane.
That is
crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
We got some Bellator tonight too. Bader and Machida. What do you think about that?
I think Bader smashes him.
Didn't he smash him the first time they fought too?
I don't know, but that's like.
I think he knocked him out the first time they fought.
I don't even think that's a close fight. I hate to say it. I love Lyoto Machida, but I don't like that fight for him.
Don't like that fight.
It starts in 34 minutes?
Yeah, it starts at 4.
What the heck?
So they fought. This doesn't even really count because it was 9 years ago.
Kat Zaganu, Liz Carmouche. Okay. Cass Bell is fun. High energy 135er.
Yeah.
Yep. I've watched him fight before.
Cody Law, too. I've watched him fight.
I was actually friends with him on Facebook for a minute. That Cass Bell.
Did you delete him?
Yeah, when I invite people to come on the podcast and they don't respond, I just unfriend them.
Block him. Forget you.
And his hair is goofy. But no, he's an exciting fighter, and I think it's pretty cool. All of his pro fights were in Bellator.
Yeah.
Good amateur career. I like Cass Bell.
Do you think that Vadim just wins this 205 tournament pretty handily for Bellator?
Dude, that dude's a monster. Dude, Bader could get him in a rematch, though. I think Bader could get him in a rematch.
Bader got owned in that first one.
He could get him.
Could.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate a little.
So I finished my first week of fight camp this week.
How was it?
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm pretty sore today. We did recovery today. I love how the setup is, which you probably do similar stuff to this, but it's really focused on what you're going to be doing in the cage and explosive agility work and sprints. And today we had athlete yoga and ice baths, and it's different than what I'm used to within the bodybuilding world. You know what I mean? A little bit more camaraderie. The guys over there are all awesome. I got Steve Sharps over there. Joe Harrell's over there. Yeah, they got some studs over there.
Absolutely.
So yeah, a lot of fun. My toes are still cold from the ice bath this morning, but we'll push on.
Play dumb games. You get dumb results, dude.
Yeah.
Ice baths.
You should try it. Come down and try it one time.
Forget all that noise, dude. No way.
Oh man.
No way.
We will be setting up fighter interviews starting next Wednesday for the Fierce card and the Steel Fist card. So if you guys are listening and you want to jump on and get on the podcast, if we don't reach out to you, it's not that we're ignoring you. Please just reach out to Zack or I and tell us you want to come on the podcast, and we'll get you scheduled.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're going to start loading these up next Wednesday, and get these rocking and rolling, man. I'm excited to have local fights. Keep rolling.
Okay.
What do you got?
DraftKings.
Oh, better get my pin.
Tell me.
Do you have your official bets for tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Hold on. I have my DraftKings ready.
All right.
I'm gonna start with Sam Alvey.
Sam Alvey. He's probably cheap.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cheap. And I figure you got to look at these, like, even if they don't win, like, is he durable? Can he last and at least score you like some points?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at with Sam Alvey.
Okay.
So I like him because I think he can beat Julian Marquez via decision.
Yeah.
Be pretty tough Julian's a James Krause guy. We don't like betting against those guys.
Oh, I didn't know. I did. Oh, damn it.
That's okay. I'm sticking with Sam Alvey.
Stick with your bet. You can't change it.
I love Sam Alvey. He trains with Dan Henderson. It's fine. I am taking Mackenzie Dern.
Okay, I like it.
I am taking Gamrot. He's a little pricier one, but
I like it.
I think he controls, and I think he's a pretty safe bet.
Okay.
I am taking Impa.
Ooh,
Kasagani.
Okay. Impa. Okay.
He's very pricey. No knock on Sasha, but I am taking Impa.
Okay.
I am taking Platinum Mike Perry.
Perry. Okay.
And then I will be taking Jack Shore to finish it up.
I like it.
Okay. And then for the fights, I am going to.
What's Selecki? What's Selecki?
He's 9,100.
Is he cheaper than Impa?
Yes.
All right. Just curious. I might switch those two out for mine.
You're gonna put Selecki in there?
I might. I'm gonna.
That's right. Because I just took out Jim Miller and put Jack Shore in there because I had some extra money.
I like Shore. I really do like Shore.
I think Shore is actually the bet of the night.
Actually, he is my
value.
First one that I wrote down and starred was Jack Shore. So I got him, Perry, Dern, and then I parlayed Selecki and Gamrot are my two, and then I'll probably. I mean, I'm going to probably sprinkle a little bit on Holland.
I like Jordan Griffin.
I may even sprinkle some on Mackenzie Dern by submission too, which would be
dope.
Where's Dern by submission? I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be damn tough, but
Dern by submission is 250.
325 on 5 dimes.
Yeah, 5 dimes sucks.
Is that our site that you're on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's all that matters then.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take Sodiq Yusuf.
You're locking it? Bet.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I am going to take. Yep, I'm taking that.
Okay.
I am taking Sam Alvey.
Ooh, you're going to take Sam Alvey. Okay.
I am going to take Dern by submission.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a little bit on her just to win, but then I'm gonna put a little bit on her to win by submission because I think that's how she wins. Even if Dern ever hits somebody on the feet and hurts them, when they go down, she's just gonna sink in a choke or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Sorry, I'm kind of scrolling. I'm Mike Perry all day. Minus 130 that the Mike Perry Daniel Rodriguez fight won't go the distance.
Minus 130?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I like that because
I don't think it goes to a decision.
I don't think so either, which means it probably will.
What about the main event won't go to decision? You get plus money on that too, I think.
Yeah, but I kind of think it does go to a decision.
That's what I mean. Goes to a decision, you get plus money. Fight goes the distance is.
I think that one's too hard. They're both dynamic enough that they both could stop each other. Like 5 rounds. Ugh. That doesn't. I don't love that. Hey, Selecki to win by decision is plus 135. I like that.
I like that. What about?
I just took that.
What about in the main event? One other one. Oh, I don't like those odds.
I am taking Jack Shore. I am sprinkling a little bit on Jordan Griffin. I'm sprinkling a little on William Knight.
I really do like that Griffin one too. I'm tempted, even though I picked the other way. I like the underdog. I like the value on him.
Okay, on our site, you can get in the very first fight versus Sasha and Kasa and Impa.
Yeah.
Kasan Gagne winning by decision is minus 105. Any other outcome is minus 125. So any finish or Sasha winning by decision. I like that.
You got Sasha winning by decision?
No, I'm saying that's what can happen to win that bet.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
That's what I'm doing.
I don't hate it. Dude, Holland by decision plus 950. Holland KO plus 400. I kind of think this goes to decision, man. The more I look at it.
Do you?
I think I got my bets in. I think I'm good.
Okay.
I think we're there.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Feels like we haven't done this in a week because we haven't. We will
see y'all on Monday, though.
See you guys on Monday. Holla.